Okay, so let's get into what is the HVAC industry? Let's go over some careers and some different types of certifications that a person who is trained and getting into the HVAC field can actually go and take their career. So today, it's a great thing to kind of be in the HVAC industry. It really has become an important part of our society. Pretty much every home, business has a piece of HVAC equipment in it. It's a refrigerator, it's an exhaust fan, it's a boiler, gas furnace, air conditioner, heat pump. Just to name a few for residential, you got light commercial, industrial chillers, rooftops, water towers, cooling towers that we work on every single day. So the HVAC industry is a very broad trade to get in. We work on every type of equipment out there. It's not only are we HVAC technicians where we're fixing somebody's heat or air conditioning or chiller or what have you, but we're also part of the construction field. We're on construction sites. We're punching holes through concrete. We're punching holes through brick, wood, drilling holes through roofs, laying ductwork, running pipes. We solder, we braze, we wire. So we're also electricians. We're carpenters. We're masons. We're designers. So we got a lot of different areas of the trade that we can get into for this trade. But what we're going to see, though, is over the next probably decade or so, is that the number of HVAC workers is expected to increase. Many of the current workers are expected to retire. There's a lot of guys that are in the field now that are looking to get out of the field. Maybe they want to get into maybe office work or become a service manager or maybe a field supervisor or something like that. So this is creating a tremendous opportunity for a large number of people to come in and join the industry. So as you prepare your path for a career, the following case studies illustrate two of the many educational and professional paths that are available in the HVAC industry. Okay, no two people follow the same career path, but a career in HVAC can follow many different routes and can be personally and financially rewarding. But one thing, there's a couple things that you have to really keep in mind when you are studying and learning HVAC, and obviously even when you're in the field, is that you have to remain focused on what you are learning and what you are trying to accomplish in HVAC. The field is not easy. It can be stressful at times. It's definitely is a very physical trade to be in. So you have to be dedicated to your chosen career. You have to have the drive and the want to do this field. Many people, for some reason that I have taught over the years, seem to have a belief that the HVAC industry is a 9-to-5 job. It's really not. It's a job that goes on until the job is completed. Now, in construction, yeah, okay, it's a simple 8-hour a day job. But it's a very physical job. You climb ladders. You're out in the elements. You're in the cold. You're in the rain. You're in buildings that don't have any insulation, windy. And then it could be hot, humid, and where you're pretty much dying in the heat. Service is another total area, different area of the trade, is where you're working and you have to fix someone's heat or air conditioning. You can't really leave until that job is fixed, until the job is, those people have air conditioning or heat. It's not like you can say to them, "Oh, I'll be back in the morning." Why? Because I'm tired. No, you're out. You're on call. You can be working a 10-hour day and then go home for an hour, and the next thing you know, the pager and cell phone's going off. Why? Because you got another service call you got to go do. But you have to be dedicated to the trade. And you have to expect those types of circumstances and those types of things that's going to happen to you. You also have to have perseverance. Perseverance is something that a lot of people have a hard time with. Once the going gets tough, they want to quit. You can't have that sort of attitude in this trade. You have to be a go-getter, and you got to be the one that wants to do it. Okay? However, the rest is up to you as far as where you want to go and how far you want to be successful in HVAC. So here's career case study number 1. Okay, here we are. We got Robert here. He was an average student in high school. Okay, he enjoys math and science, but did not really apply himself. He was kind of one of those students who he did his work, but he slacked off. His parents encouraged him to attend a 4-year college in order to prepare him for the world of work. He attended the 4-year college, but only finished 2 years because he found the classes to be dry and boring. So he left. Okay, during the next 5 years, he held a couple different jobs, and by the age of 25, he found a job working in a local HVAC warehouse. He worked hard, followed the rules, maintained a positive attitude. Soon he was promoted from working in the warehouse to an office position where he would assist with developing quotes. He really enjoyed this job and found it fulfilling, but he realized that he was drawn more to hands-on work. So he decided that he was going to return to school and attend HVAC classes. Even though he had no knowledge of electricity or motors, he caught on quickly and found the subject actually interesting. Upon the completion of all of his courses, he passed 4 entry-level standardized HVAC assessments and gained certification. Within 4 weeks of graduating, he had his own work truck, and within 7 months, he was performing service work on his own. His employers were impressed with his motivation, dedication, effort, and honesty. He was rewarded with salary increases and other opportunities. So, Robert here is pretty much, in many ways, I think, is a typical guy, a typical student. But what he did is he explored HVAC. He started out in a warehouse, and what he did is he learned the parts. He learned what HVAC companies were doing in the field, probably simply by talking to them, at the warehouse, having a conversation while they're picking up parts and things like that. And he learned. And then he decided, maybe, hey, I want to go do that. So he did. Being an HVAC technician or being in the HVAC field doesn't necessarily mean you got to be a brainiac. It just means you got to have a will and a drive to do it. You know, Robert was motivated to excel in his career and realized that it was important to continue his professional development and training by taking additional courses and attending certifications. So in reverse, now it is up to me to take the next step and determine where I want to go. Now here's study number 2. Alex is the youngest of 4 kids. His parents' valued education encourages him to discover his passion and talents. While in school, Alex struggled with math and science. His high school counselor suggested that he apply to a career trade school. He followed his counselor's advice and found that he liked the HVAC program. He completed the program and discovered that he was good at understanding the complexities of HVAC systems. He decided that engineering would be his career path. Even though his fear of math and science lingered, he was confident that if he remained focused and gave 100% effort, he would succeed. The 4-year engineering program was hard, but he persevered and successfully completed it and received his bachelor's in mechanical engineering. He obtained a professional position in a large HVAC system manufacturer, and he quickly rose through the ranks and became a lead engineer. His superiors noticed his enthusiasm and a number of promotions came. Alex was recruited by several competitors and received an impressive increase in salary and commissions. And with the new position, he worked with HVAC manufacturers throughout the world and was able to visit countries such as China, Italy, and Mexico. So it all depends on the type of person you are and where you really want to go. Now, me personally, as a person in the field, math and science, I'm pretty good at. I mean, math is not necessarily one of my strong points, but, you know, science is something that I truly like to, you know, take part in, doing science experiments, building stuff, see what things do and stuff like that. But in HVAC, we do deal with a lot of science. We deal with math because we got to do calculations, Ohm's law, design calculations, just to name a few. So career planning is something that you as a person needs to kind of take a look at. And where do you, as that person, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a serviceman? Do you want to be on an install crew? Do you eventually want to maybe become a design engineer? It's all up to you and where you want to go. So a job and a career are really 2 different things. A job is something you do to earn income. Often a job is held for only a short period of time. However, a career is a series of employment opportunities where increased skills are developed with an aim of professional advancement. That's what we do in HVAC. We get into the HVAC field, we aim to become an apprentice. We get our apprenticeship completed, now we aim to become a licensed mechanic. Once we have our license, now we aim to go up the ranks of becoming maybe a senior service technician to maybe becoming a service manager, then maybe becoming an estimator, a building designer, whatever. That's a career. We have advancements. We can move up the ladder, so to speak. The goal of a career is to move progressively into positions that require greater knowledge and skills. These advances in knowledge generally provide increases in salary. A career path is a sequence of related employment positions. A career path begins with entry-level positions, like I said, an apprenticeship. These positions generally require no previous working experience in the field. Entry-level positions may require a certain level of education, training, and skills. Okay, for example, an entry-level HVAC technician may be required to have a certificate or an associate's degree from a technical college. Career paths progress from entry level to positions requiring experience, knowledge, and skills. For some, simple working in an entry level position provides the experience and knowledge needed to attain the next employment position. For others, training and certifications in addition to experience in the entry level position may be required to advance up to that next position. Careers are chosen based on a person's skills, their strengths, their abilities, and their interests. A career allows you to develop your skills and expand on your experiences, positioning yourself for promotions, salary increases, and other opportunities. So here we've got a little flow chart. Say, for example, you're a entry-level apprentice. You just got yourself your license. You got yourself a job at a residential company. You are now a residential HVAC system technician. But through the course of your time there, you went and took a couple of more classes. You got some more training. Maybe you went to Carrier and got some Carrier training where you learned to work on their commercial equipment. You got your certification. You are now a commercial refrigeration technician. You're working on their chillers. Or go the opposite direction. You didn't want to go in refrigeration. You wanted to do AC. You got your certification. You are now a commercial AC technician. The list goes on. You got your license. You're an S2, unlimited heating, piping, and cooling technician for maybe the state of Connecticut. And you say, you know what, I don't want my S2 anymore. Maybe I want my S1. Maybe I want my contractor's license. So what do? You apply. You go for your license. You get the training that you need to get that license. You pass the test. Now you can become a master HVAC technician. You can become an HVAC supervisor. You can become an equipment manufacturer technician, an energy auditor. The list goes on. You can become an estimator, an equipment distributor. You can even open up your own business, become an HVAC contractor, and have your own business. So the opportunities are really unlimited on where you want to go and where you want to take your career. You know, career clusters are broad categories of employment fields. Most HVAC occupations are located in architecture, construction career clusters. Students who choose this career tend to be good with their hands and able to visualize projects and see what they would look like when they're done. The architectural and construction career cluster is divided into 3 career pathways. You have your design or pre-construction phase, your construction, and then you have your maintenance and operations. You know, HVAC technicians are really broken down into 2 broad categories. You have your installation crew and then you have your service crew. Installing involves the initial setup of equipment and systems. Installs occur on new constructions or in existing construction. Service involves work on existing systems. Service work is going to include scheduled maintenances and service calls. In large companies, installers may specialize in one of the subcategories in this industry, such as gas heat, oil heat, hydronics, residential AC, commercial refrigeration. So we have a lot of different areas of this field that you can specialize in. Installers put in heating, air conditioning, refrigeration systems. They're going to run any piping and ductwork and install your correct electrical wiring. They can then test those systems for proper operation and make the necessary adjustments. Approximately half of the people working in HVAC field work for an HVAC contractor. The remainder are employed by industrial plants, institutions, or government agencies. There's about 15% of people in the HVAC industry that are actually self-employed. Residential air conditioning systems are typically designed by an HVAC contractor. However, many HVAC and refrigeration systems are designed by HVAC engineering firms. And then the following are some types of system designed by engineering firms, such as your commercial air conditioning for offices, warehouses, movie theaters, malls, hotels, commercial refrigeration systems for your grocery stores, cold storage warehouses, things like that. You have large buildings such as libraries, museums, universities, airports, train stations, or large and high-end residential air conditioning systems. The design of large air conditioning systems must be approved by an engineer. Okay, an engineer normally has a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. An HVAC engineer may need to be licensed by the state before being able to approve designs. So in order to be licensed, the engineer may need to pass a licensing exam and have a few years of trade experience. Engineers analyze the building or refrigerated space to determine the requirements of that system. Much of the engineer's work deals with simulation and analysis. It must be familiar with all legal requirements and best practices. Engineers need to understand mechanical and electrical codes in order for them to actually sign off correctly on jobs and making sure that they're actually supposed to be put in the way they're supposed to be put in. HVAC designers often prepare designs for smaller and more common AC systems. HVAC designers are not necessarily licensed and do not have the same knowledge as an HVAC engineer, but designers often start as technicians who make an effort to learn about system design along with service and maintenance. These individuals work with engineers and designers to prepare construction drawings. Their knowledge of CAD software and drafting is critical for being an HVAC drafter. Estimators, nearly all projects start with a bid, so you're going to have an estimator who knows how to price out the costs of a job or a project. Accurate cost estimates are vital to the success of an HVAC company. Obviously, when you're an estimator, you're definitely going to want to make sure that the business is making money off of those jobs and not losing money. The estimator calculates the cost of a project by considering many different things, including the equipment and the material costs, the time needed to complete the work and the labor cost of that time, costs for permits and inspections. The estimator must also consider how a system will be installed, including the number of hours each tech will work for each task in the project. Estimators will often work with construction supervisors or project managers to plan each phase of the project. And estimators have good math skills, computer skills, and pay very close attention to detail. Energy auditors are individuals that are going to inspect and test structures and prepare reports. The report summarizes the current energy usage of a building and recommends ways to reduce energy usage. Energy auditors must have good understanding of HVAC systems and building construction. In addition to visually inspecting a building, energy auditors perform several types of tests, such as your blower door test, and this measures air infiltration into a structure. Reducing infiltration of outdoor air is a primary method of reducing energy usage. They are going to do tests on ductwork, duct tightness testing, to test to see how much the ductwork is actually leaking. They're going to use thermal imaging to identify locations of air infiltration and inadequate insulation. There could be a building inspector, which reviews construction work to ensure that the construction adheres to the applicable building codes. You're going to work that meets the requirements are approved by building inspectors. Building inspectors normally have a strong background in the building trade and good knowledge of all building codes and regulations. So the employment outlook for industry is quite promising and strong. HVAC positions cannot be replaced by automation and cannot be outsourced. HVAC systems are becoming increasingly complex, and applicants with a post-secondary education or an apprenticeship is often preferred. The job outlook for the next 10-year period from 2012 to about 2022 should see an increase of about 21% in the HVAC industry. However, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will probably have some more relevant information as to see the outlook of HVAC, but I don't see the HVAC field slowing down really in any time soon. So student memberships, there are a lot of organizations that students can become a part of. Student memberships can be offered at reduced rates for those who are enrolled in HVAC training. Participation in these organizations may provide information about scholarships, a magazine or a newsletter subscription, an opportunity to attend conferences and meetings, access to job postings. Student memberships are also good to list on resumes. Associations that may offer student memberships include the ACCA, ASHRAE, and RSES. Lifelong learning. In HVAC, you're going to have lifelong learning. Every single day in the trade is going to be something new. So learning is very critical in HVAC. You must stay informed and up to date on many different topics, which can include changes to government regulations related to refrigerants, new refrigeration, air conditioning, and gas heat components that are coming out, new technology in control systems, new tools and equipment that improve productivity and quality of your work. You're going to have a lot of different certifications that you can take. Certifications are credentials that show an individual has attained a level of competency regarding a specific topic or set of competencies. There are a variety of certification available, including entry-level, professional, and specialty. HVAC Excellence offers employment-ready certifications for students and professional certifications for working technicians. And those certifications are in the following areas, such as residential AC, light commercial AC, light commercial refrigeration, heat pumps, hydronic heating, gas, oil, and electric heat. You can also become a NATE certified technician. NATE stands for the North American Technical Excellence, and this is an exam that is taken from an independent professional certification organization. In order to take the NATE, you have to be a technician for at least a minimum of 2 years, which means you need to be licensed in order to take it. 1 or 2 years of experience is recommended before taking this exam. The NATE certification exam is not a really easy exam. You have to really kind of know your stuff in order to take it. RSES has 3 classifications of membership. You have your certificate membership, active specialized membership, or certified membership. Certificate membership is earned on successful completion of an exam that tests a wide range of knowledge required in the installation and servicing of refrigeration and AC equipment. The other memberships are earned by successfully completing 1 or more written exams. Now, some states, in regards to licensing, require licenses for both HVAC contractors and technicians. The process for obtaining a license will vary depending on the state that you live in, but may require any or all of the following. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for it. Okay, so you may have to pay for an application fee. Experience working in the field may be a requirement before you take the test. Some states may require anywhere between 2 and 5 years of field experience before you can actually sit and take a licensing exam. And then adequate performance on a state licensing exam, which means you may have to pass with a certain percentage. I know for the state of Connecticut, you have to pass your state exam with at least a 70. So you have to know and study your material in order to pass these tests. Once the application process is approved, an additional licensing fee is normally required to obtain the license and is generally valid for 1 year.